As we wrap up Small Business Month, we're checking in with two entrepreneurs that we've featured over the past 2 years, back when they were first starting out. Both are South Asian Toronto chefs who had to pivot their careers to stay afloat during the pandemic.
I got laid off, just so that it's same as everybody else. And I stayed at home for about a month and a half, and it drove me crazy.
To keep busy, Chef Mihir Shetty launched an Instagram account called Curryish in 2020, offering delivery of meal kits of Indian-ish food.
There are many Indian dishes which are so old, traditional, and ish stands for something creating new traditions. I don't call this as a fusion, but instead of that, I say this is a natural evolution of Canadian Indian food.
Shetty has worked in many high-profile restaurants in Toronto, but it was his dream to have his own. He says the circumstances created by the pandemic were a big part of making that dream come true in July of this year with Curryish Tavern on Queen Street West.
5 years ago, when I wanted to open a restaurant, I knew I wanted to do an Indian restaurant, but I didn't had refined that vision. If there wasn't a pandemic, if I had not got a chance to try out those dishes and the vision and get those feedbacks from the guests, I don't think so I would be standing here in this brick-and-mortar restaurant.
Also leveling up to a storefront this year is Papadum, an Indian food delivery and pop-up company that was also launched because...
Two reasons. One, being out of job, and two, dying of boredom.
Chef Shreyas Naukar also spent most of his career at high-end restaurants and says he was comfortably settled in a corporate restaurant job when the pandemic hit, forcing him and his wife Slesha to improvise.
So the second time the lockdown happened is when we took that leap.
Papadum launched on Instagram in December 2020. For the next 2 years, their popularity had them working from numerous commercial kitchens. Naukar says it became obvious they needed a permanent base for their operations.
We never would have anticipated we could end up in a brick-and-mortar place, to be honest. The plan was always to just get back to work, go back to our corporate jobs.
Now they're launching a grab-and-go takeout shop on Yonge Street.
We take inspirations from regional foods, from authentic recipes, and we kind of incorporate that with French techniques and Western techniques in order, to get like a unique product.
Both chefs say the pandemic-induced shortages of labor and supplies were huge hurdles, but it's been worth it to grow their small businesses from online to in real life.
It feels it's meant to be, like every single moment, and after 3.5 months down the line now, it has been amazing.
We're so happy to have a home. It's definitely a special feeling.
Papadum officially opens its doors this week, and you can find out more about them and Curryish on our website citynews.ca. For City News, I'm Dilshad Burman.